Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rick's Blazing Takes. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I appreciate
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Let's get right into it, dog. What's up, SimWorld? What it do? Of course, it's Rick Blaze. This is Blazing Takes. It's Tuesday. We're gonna get right into it. I'm excited. The season is upon us. It's coming up very, very, very soon. Friday, we're kicking it off with our game of the weeks. With our games to start the week. And one game in particular that, people been kind of talking about, buzzing about, is Beast of the East versus the Originators. I'm going to touch on that just really quickly. I think that's going to be a very fun game. But I will say this. I think the two teams that you see play on opening night will look very, very differently by the time they lock up again later on during the season. So I'm anxious. I think the first game is going to be fun. But I think the real chess match starts when they play each other for the second time. All right, let's get into it. Today I'm going to get into something that's really near and dear to my heart. And today I'm going to give out my second annual Child's Award. My second annual Child's Award. Now I know y'all looking like, yo, Child's Award. Yes, this is my second annual Child's Award. My Child's Award is the DJ Child's Award. This is my guy. So for those that don't know, quick backstory on Ground Zero season. We didn't have as much media coverage as we do now. So shout out to the whole SimWorld team. But our media coverage was kind of limited, and so we scouted the teams and the players. But I saw this guy this kid who no one was talking about playing the guard position. I saw him play in a scrimmage like I'm seeing now. I said, "Oh man, this kid's gonna be special this season." And his name is DJ Childs, and no one had ever paid attention to anything this young man has done. And I called him out before they play a regular season game. And as luck was showed, he ended up being one of the best point guards in that season, and he led his team to a championship that season as well. So since then, I've been doing the DJ Childs Award, which means I'm picking out someone, a diamond out the rough, that no one saw coming that's going to make a big impact for their team. Now, I will admit, it's a lot tougher to do it this year than Ground Zero because there's so much media coverage now. Every team has their own spotlight on them. So it's very hard to mention or talk about a person that hasn't been mentioned or talked about right already at some point in time, right? Everybody's been mentioned and talked about at some point in time, whether you're player number 1 or you're player number 10 on that squad. So this was very challenging for me. So what I tried to do to offset the challenge, because back then I just chose one person. I just rolled with him the whole season. So this year I'm going to pick 3 potential candidates. Just because, again, it's hard to pick one person because whoever I'm going to mention, most of you guys are going to say, oh, yeah, I've heard of him. Someone did say something about him, right? Because the media coverage is that great now. So I'm going to pick 3 candidates, and these are guys. Now, I had to think about guys who had the skill set, who had the mentality, and more important, and it's equally as important, who is going to get the actual opportunity to play. I don't care how great the guy is. If he doesn't get a chance to actually play to show his skills, then you will never know, right? So this was very, very challenging. But let's start off first with a guy who I think it may be hard for him to get minutes in the beginning because of the team that he's on. He's on a loaded team. But I think if he gets a chance to play, I think he's going to impress the coach enough to play all the time. I'm talking about the 6'4", 228-pound bowling ball out of Wolf Point, Montana. I think I just like saying Wolf Point. Oh, Wolf Point, Montana. Rashard Rockford. His name sounds like a 6'4", 228 from Rocky Mountains. Again, 6'4", 228. He's built like a freaking bowling ball, man. He's like almost like a young Charles Barkley. You're big, you're undersized, but you're really strong and you really get to it. I think you're gonna see he's an athletic freak for his size, and he can do a little bit of everything. If he gets the opportunity, you're going to see a lot of Rashard Rockford. Remember I said the name, Rashard Rockford, 6'4", 228, Otto. Wolf Point, Montana. All right, the second guy I'm going to talk about is 6'7", 220 wing or big, depending on how you play him, Jarrell Thrash from Indy. I tried really hard to come up with some names and the talent that you guys haven't been salivating over already. Jarrell Thrash for Indy. Look, he's gonna get a lot of. I think he's gonna get a lot of opportunity to play in Indy because it's Indy, right? And although my man Dylan Harper is going to be the main guy for Indy, I think Jarrell Thrash is going to be their heartbeat. If he gets an opportunity, and I think he should, he's going to be their heartbeat. He has a Montrezl Harrell comp to me. That's his comp to me as far as the energy. He can put it on the glass. He can put yours against the glass. Like, he's a real high energy guy, and he's real athletic. Jarrell Thrash, 6'7", 220 for Indy Stripes. I think he's gonna be. I'm telling you, he's gonna be the heartbeat of that team. And my last person is 6 foot. It's a guard, 183. Heaven Johnson for Best Coast. I really like his game. I'm not gonna lie. I say them for last for a reason. I really like Heaven Johnson's game. I like it a lot. He's not that big, 6 foot, 183 pounds, but he's very physical on the defensive side of the ball. He really plays like a Ron Artest, a young Ron Artest. He's not as big as Artest, but he plays like that. He's all in the defense. He's all in the offensive player's grill. He's not getting the passing lane steals. No. There's no Allen Iverson steals. He's coming in your grill and going through you to get the ball. And he got an offensive game. So I didn't give him the Ron Artest comp because he's not Ron Artest size, and he has a little more offensive game, I think, than Ron Artest does. So I gave him an Eric Bledsoe comp. He's tough as nails, bro. I'm telling you, Heaven Johnson. Again, he's on one of those teams that should give him an opportunity because they're gonna be looking for guys to step up. Best Coast, Heaven Johnson, 6 foot, 183. He's a manimal. He's like a miniature Doberman or something, like, right? He's just, I really dig that. So I gave him the Eric Bledsoe comp. So look out for these guys: Heaven Johnson, Jarrell Thrash, Rashard Rockford. Just know I'm checking out everybody, man. If you get into it, if you handle your business, and if you're standing on it, then I'm checking you out. So that's it. That's my 3 candidates for the DJ Charles Award. Hey, let's talk about it in the threads. What do you think about the guys that I mentioned? Have you heard of them? Do you think they got it? Your teammates, let me know if you think I'm right about it. If you think there's someone else maybe I didn't mention that probably should be on that, let's talk about it, discuss in the threads. This is how we doing it. Till tomorrow, I'ma holla at y'all. Peace.